Hey everybody, welcome back to the Armed Scotsman. Today on the table we have a Century Arms AP5P. Let's get this one going. Alright, as I said, this is the Century Arms AP5P. Now, let's kind of start off with some things here. This is actually made by MKE in Turkey on H&K equipment. Don't know what the deal is with there, but anyway, this is actually made on H&K equipment by MKE in Turkey, and then Century Arms imports them, and that's why they're Century Arms AP5P. There is also a AP5M, which does not have this end piece right here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, a couple of models. This one is SBR. This is my SBR AP5P. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this review. Now, this stock obviously does not come with it. If you buy one of these, you'll have an end plate right here, has a little loop on it, and the end of it, loop attachment, like a swivel thing, where you can attach a sling or something like that. You can easily switch this out if you want a brace or a stock or whatever you're up to. You just got these two little pins here you take out and change your end piece. So, but we have, this is by RTG Parts. I haven't used these guys before. I thought I'd check them out because they were like half the price of similar products for this gun. I thought, well, we'll check them out. The reviews were good. So far I am impressed. It has a rubber butt pad back here. You can change this out. It comes with a couple of different ones, so you can get it how you would like, but I'd put on this kind of standard one right here. It does have a couple of QD sling attachments on at the back. It locks up pretty well. There's a little bit of wiggle between the receiver and the stock, but the actual stock doesn't wiggle. But it's just that actual join part. It is a button right here, so you can fold this over like so, which makes this great for a backpack gun or something like that. It does not lock in place, as you just saw it swing open. I'll take the mag out just so you can get a representation of how small that is. Very cool. From the end plate to the front here is 13.5 inches. With this particular stock, this adds on about 10 inches, making it about 23 inches overall. So pretty cool. All right, moving along to the front, or to the top here, we do have a rear sight here, which is adjustable, and it kind of looks like, the best way to describe it is a castle turret. It does have some texturing on the outside, so you can change it. The sight is metal, and you can change to whatever aperture you need. Very cool, and you can change this out if you want to go with a drum sight. These guns do take MP5K and SP5K parts as well, obviously, because this is a clone. We'll just call it a clone, even though is it really? But anyway, because it's made in H&K equipment. But anyway, so you can interchange parts, which is pretty neat. Especially, I mean, these designs have been around for about 60 years, so you can change parts. There is a lot of aftermarket parts out there for you if you want to do that. All right, moving along. Now, on the top here, this is designed to take a claw mount, and it would go here, and that's how I started with a full-length claw mount. With this one, like I have on my SP5, but the problem was, because this is a lot shorter here, I was racking this back and ripping my knuckles apart on the edge of the mount. So I went to H&K Parts and bought this claw mount. As you can see, it's very small, cut for an RMR. And we have a hollow sun with an RMR footprint on the top here. So that works really well. I'm not catching my knuckles anymore, and the hollow sun's been great. I've had no problems with it. All right, so a decent little mount from H&K Parts. Moving down, you'll notice we have these slots on either side. That is so you can put in a collapsible stock or brace. But again, obviously we've gone with the folder, but you can do that. Give you an example. This is my SP5. It has the same internal rails right there. So you can close it and make it more, pretty compact. Obviously the upper is steel or metal. You have your ejection port here, and then moving down you have a polymer lower, and then we have the safety. You can see how it's marked here, so you can indicate where you are. And then we have the actual safety on this side. Now this safety is actually aftermarket. It's my Magpul. It's an extended safety because the OEM safety that comes with this is not good. I found it very hard to manipulate. And so, yeah, so anyway, so this gives you a little bit more leverage and it fits a little better. It's got some texture in the top here so your finger won't slip off. And I just put it on there. It was pretty inexpensive, like I think like 25 bucks or something like that. You can, when it comes, it does come with other parts if you want to do an ambi safety. But for whatever reason, for me, it just never felt right on these. I usually typically love ambi safeties, but I just keep it on the left side and it works perfect for me. Moving down, you've got your grip. It's all one piece. You got your grip, finger grooves, no storage compartment at the bottom, kind of an oversized trigger guard. And then we come to the trigger. This gun obviously is unloaded. Now coming to the trigger on any of the SP5s, MP5s, clones, whatever, the triggers kind of suck. It just is what it is. When you're shooting, you don't really notice it so much, but when we do test it like this, it's not the best, right? So you can see here, we got some take up, and it feels like you're at a wall, but you've got a little bit more take up past that. The brake's pretty good, all right? This is where I don't like is this reset. You got a little bit of a let out, a little bit more, so kind of a longer reset, and it's kind of a ding, like you don't really feel it. It's not really tactile or audible. It's not a great reset. There is aftermarket triggers, and I do have one in my SP5 here. This is a Timney trigger. Obviously, we are unloaded. This is a Timney trigger. Just to give you an example, if you do want to switch, this is your take up. It's basically a two-stage trigger. Take up, wall. That's amazing trigger. No over travel, no nothing. Nice clean crisp brake. Reset, short, tactile, audible, really nice trigger. So there is options if you do want to switch it out, but the Timney trigger is kind of expensive. But anyway, if you do want to switch it out, you can do that, no problem. Now on this side, you do have a mag release, but you can see I have medium-sized hands, and not in a month of Sundays am I going to be able to hit that button. I actually never use them anyway. I always use the paddle mag release. Some people may not like them. I love paddle mag releases. I think they're super intuitive. So I bring my hand up, catch the paddle mag, pull the mag out. Did come with two 30-round mags from MKE. Touch base on these real fast. This is made in Germany. So this is a H&K one, MKE, both metal mags, look almost identical. These are going to cost you anywhere from 60 to 90 bucks, and these are going to cost you probably like, I think I pay like 30 bucks for these, and I've had no problems with either, and I run these all the time, and I've had no problems. So save yourself some money and buy some MKE mags, in my opinion. So yeah, mags. Okay, Magwell, it's not, there's a couple of things that I don't think these will ever be outdated, right? Like they'll never be obsolete. You know, there's like, is a cog still relevant? You know, those kind of titles. These for me will never. These are classic guns. These will never go out of style, in my opinion, and I freaking love them. So maybe I'm a little biased. But there is a couple of things that make them and show their age, right? There's no last round bolt hold open, which it's not a deal breaker, but it is a little frustrating, right? So mags in. Once you put your mag in, put it in, and then push it back and lock it in. So, you're firing, click, click, bang, last round. Okay, so if you're running and gunning, you're going to have to pull the charging handle back, pull out your mag, put a new mag in, H&K slap, which you gotta love. And so it takes a little bit longer than like some of the newer, obviously, PCCs. Just be aware of that when you're getting into this, but with some practice, you can get pretty freaking quick with it. It doesn't bother me, but I realize that might bother some people. But yeah, decide that for yourself. Okay, so yeah, okay, moving up. So now this is a vertical foregrip by H&K Parts. Obviously, this does not come with it because this has to be SBR to get this. So the actual handguard, just imagine without this vertical foregrip here. So like take that out, and essentially that's what you will get. It does come with this hand stop, which I do like because it is obviously very short. I don't want to put my hand out too far, hot barrel or suppressor or whatever. So it is good for me to have this here. It gives me a little more control. I really like it, and it just looks baller in my opinion. I freaking love it. So yeah, okay. So you got your front sight right here, nice light, large front sight. Again, that classic look. Got a sling attachment right here. Now coming to the barrel, it is a 5.8 inch Cold Hammer Forge chrome lined, a 1 in 9.5 twist, half by 28 thread pitch. Pretty freaking cool. I'm just looking for my suppressor. Where's my pocket? This is my Dead Air Wolfman, which I typically run on my SP5, but there's two ways to attach on this here, right? It has a tri-lug adapter, which we have on my Wolfman. So basically you just put it down, turn it, and it locks into place. Really cool. I love that setup. However, if you don't have a tri-lug adapter and you just have your screwed, you know, you can just screw it on. You have a thread protector here, just take that off and screw your suppressor on. Very cool indeed. So two ways to actually mount your suppressor already built in. Very, very cool. Now, as I said, there is another version called the AP5M that doesn't have the tri-lug adapter and the barrel, and the threaded barrel, it just kind of stops right here. Now, if I was in the market to buy an AP5P or AP5M, I would buy the AP5P personally. Even if you don't own a suppressor, you may own one in the future. And if you have the AP5M, you cannot change it. You will not be able to mount your suppressor to it or anything else. So, you know, like, and I realize maybe, I don't know, it's up to you, but I personally would go with the AP5P. But again, if you have no intentions of ever suppressing it, and then you know that, and you want even shorter, you know, you can go with the M and have that taken off basically. So that is essentially the outside. Oh, the charging handle. Side charging handle, obviously. You pull back, you lock up. It's not ambidextrous, you can't switch it to the other side. It is non-reciprocating, so it's not going to come back and slam you in the hand when you're firing. And you get to do the H&K slap or the AP5P slap. But you know what I mean. It's just... love it. So it's so cool. I freaking love these guns, as you can tell. Okay, that's pretty much the outside of these guns. Let's go ahead and show you how to take this down real fast. There's two pins at the back here. So for an example, just as if you're going to be getting a brace or a stock for this, you have to get the SP5K models brace or stocks, because the SP5 only has one pin down here, and this one has two. So just push these pins through, and they're not captured, so when you pull them out, don't lose them. This bottom one is a little stiff, so I'm just going to use something to push that out, because it is pretty stiff. It's just a newer gun. There's the second one. There's my stock. Okay, so almost fell apart right there. So again, imagine that not being there, end plate right there. This is what essentially you'll receive, right? There's a third pin at the bottom right here, and we're going to push that through, and that will enable us to take off the lower we have right here. And we're also going to eject the mag, and then, well, I already fell out, but essentially that sits in there. You can either tip it back or just pull back on your charging handle to pull it out. It's your guide rod and spring. And then this is obviously a roller delayed system, which is the rollers are on either side here. You're going to have your bolt face in here. The roller, this being roller delayed makes this an absolute pleasure to shoot. This is what the MP5 and the SP5, or MP5 and the MP5K are known for, is being roller delayed. They make them just so pleasant to shoot. For me, like, the best PCCs, I mean, there's some really good PCCs out there, but roller delayed and suppressed are baller. I'm a massive fan. All right, just go back in reverse as we are. That's basically your field strip right there. Go back in reverse, put it back together. All right, back together. Okay, let's talk about shooting. I am through, now I went to a couple times to my local gun range. You'll see I went to the steel range where they pop up and all that fun stuff. And I tend to burn through ammo something crazy. So I think in like the 2 range visits in the week, I went through 600 rounds just on those 2 range trips, not including others. So I've got a lot of rounds through it within a very short period of time. I've had absolutely 0 issues, runs flawlessly. I've been really happy with it. Again, I really like how these shoot. I really like the compact size and things like that. So shooting was really great. As I say, no problems whatsoever. They say effective range for these is going to be about 100 yards. And I would agree with that, because when you think about it, a full-size pistol barrel is probably like 5 inches, and this is 5.8. You're talking essentially just a full-size pistol barrel in this, so you're not going to be looking to stretch this out too far. So anyway, so the website says 100 yards effective range, which would probably, I think, would probably be right. But anyway, really cool. Final thoughts. Okay, as you know, I already said this. I love this gun. I love these guns. They are so iconic, fantastic fantastic to shoot. So yeah, you know, I started with my SP5 and I was like, I really want the K version, but I didn't want to sell a kidney to get the K version. I already spent way too much money in the SP5. And so I looked into getting, I'm going to call it a clone, even though essentially it's not, because it's made on H&K equipment. Because, you know, the K is going to cost you about $3,000 at the moment, the time of posting this, and you can pick these up for just under $1,100. And for me, I was like, oh, sweet, you know, that's a great price, and I'm getting one that's made on H&K equipment and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So I was like, deal. So I have not been disappointed. It certainly reminds me of just a general H&K that's just not made in Germany. So overall, I love it. Super fun, great backpack gun. There is a couple of things you just, obviously I've already mentioned them, just be aware of, that kind of that it shows its age slightly. You know, not having a flared mag well. Now again, it doesn't bother me because I've never really had a problem hitting that. And no lash round bolt hold open. Again, not a deal breaker for me. And not having the best trigger. Now again, when I'm shooting this, I don't really notice anyway, but just there is small limitations to these guns. However, the shootability, concealability, and everything else for me, and how iconic they are, outweigh all of that by far. So I love these guns, as I said. All right, folks, I think that's pretty much it for me. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. Happy to help out wherever I can. And that's it. Until next time, we'll catch you later.